Hello, it's Thursday, January the 21st, 2021. And so I guess today's date has ones and twos in it. We're in Psalm 119, this acrostic psalm, and we're in the section 145 to 152. And all of the lines of this particular section begin with the Hebrew letter Qoph. Which always makes me think of visiting the family doctor when you were very little, and he would make you cough, and then put a spatula in your throat and so on. Cough is the almost like a K or Q sound in Hebrew, a sound that comes from the back of your throat. Well, it's very similar in its theme. With my whole heart I cry, and there's something about this psalm, and it's true of all the psalms, and to that extent it's true about all of Scripture, but this psalm focuses on the wholeheartedness, the absolute resoluteness, decisiveness, the conviction. He's all in. He's not half in. He doesn't have one foot on one side of the barrier and one foot on the other side of the barrier, like Elijah talks about in 1 Kings 18. How long will you halt between two opinions? Here's somebody who's all in, who's trying to follow the Lord with all of his heart. With my whole heart I cry, answer me, O Lord. I will keep your statutes. I call to you, save me, that I may observe your testimonies. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your words. You know, verses like this convicted me a lot when I was first converted. We're talking almost 50 years ago. And so I made a resolution along with a friend to get up very early, and we're talking 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, make some coffee, and then we would read Scripture and then read some Puritan literature. It was John Owen at the time. And it almost undid me. I think there are morning people and there are evening people, and I don't wish to try and make an excuse, but I'm more of an evening person than I am a morning person. I can barely function when I wake up in the morning. I know that one of my colleagues here on staff is a very, very early riser. Frankly, we are in awe. We have no explanation. It's superhuman as far as I'm concerned. So I don't see this as a mandate. I see this more as a description of this particular psalmist. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your words. Now, to be sure, in these days, and here am I trying to give an excuse for not being an early riser. People went to bed very early in these days. There was no electricity, candles and so on, or whatever means of illumination was expensive. And so I remember my grandparents' generation went to bed around, in wintertime, went to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night because it got dark at 3:30. But they were up at 3 in the morning because it was candles. And I could tell you stories, but even of my generation, but I won't go into that now. I rise before dawn and cry for help. Verse 150, they draw near who persecute me. I think in almost every section there's been good stuff and bad stuff. There's been wonderful things that are true, but trials, tribulations, oppressors, persecutors, those who laugh at you, those who scorn you, those who hate everything about your worldview. But, verse 151, you are near, O Lord. Some of you may be in dark places. Some of you may be torn apart by trials and difficulties. But if you love the Lord, this is what you can say. But you are near, O Lord. He's just a conversation away. Just open your mouth and speak, and He will hear you. Tomorrow will be Fun Facts Friday, and do tune in. We are soliciting help from members of our congregation to walk all over the campus and talk about various bits and pieces, some of which you may never have even seen or even thought about the story that lies behind them. I trust that they will be helpful. Have a wonderful day.
We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, and you want to make sure you get all of our content, not just videos, but podcasts and ministry updates, make sure you download our app. If you think you might have missed a video, click on our YouTube channel. A link should be down below. There you can see all of our videos, and if you want to make sure you don't miss anything in the future, hit subscribe. If you want to be one of the first ones to know when we release a video, hit that little bell icon. And if this video has blessed you, and you can think of someone else that it might help, use that share icon and send it to them. All, of course, for the edification of God's people and the glory of His name. Until next time, God bless.